Hey guys, it's Owen, and for my project I decided to do the evolution of technology between modern cars and older cars. So that's why we're going to be comparing and contrasting the technologies between my 2021 Subaru Impreza and this 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle. As it's obvious, both cars look completely different as they're from two different time periods, therefore showing their age. But let's start with the styling in the bodywork. So as we can see on the Chevelle, it's more built for aggressive looks and its rugged outer shell. So if we take a look here, that is all metal. It's all metal. Whereas we go to my Impreza, it's more built for economy, everyday uses, as well as, you know, your typical grocery getter. But if we go here, that's plastic. So there's more plastic in this car than there is in that one. In other words, they figured out how to make cars lighter. This car weighs about 3,100 pounds. And this car also weighs about 3,100 pounds. But, well then again, this car is slightly larger than that car. This car uses halogen headlights, so your typical everyday headlight or light that you use in your homes. The car also has halogens, but with the limited trim model, they have LED, which would be this part here for a more, you know, better vision. Interior. When we come inside the Chevelle, there is mini gauges. It is a 3-speed manual transmission with only a 1-point seat belt, so there is no overhead seat belt. This car does come with AC. Cars of this era, air conditioning used to be optional, so you'd have to pay extra for AC. But as we see, there's gauges, whereas in the Impreza, everything is computerized. You have to check your water temperature, your battery voltage, and your oil pressure. There wasn't anything to tell you, hey, there's something wrong with the car. Now, in the Impreza, this has a 7-speed CVT automatic transmission, or a continuously variable transmission. It is belt-driven and has the downside of a droning noise when cruising. So, as you see, this car has a heads-up display, computerized and virtual and analog speedometer system. The car also comes with seat warmers as well as standard air conditioning. When the car is turned on, it tells you everything that is going on with the car. So when I shut the door, it tells you your tire pressure, gives you other options, your miles per gallon, and how much farther you could go before you need to get gas. And it also tells you how long you've been driving. So my car currently has 10,000 miles, just over, roughly over 10,000 miles. Okay, so my Impreza is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine, making about 152 horsepower. It's not much, but it's all you need for modern day cars in order to get you from point A to point B. You see that there's wires and everything everywhere to make sure the car is in check. You have the O2 sensor. You have your fuel rail lines in order to control the fuel. You have your alternator, just like every other car. And the throttle body on this car, it is electronic. So if we go back into the interior of the car, the gas pedal has no cord attached to it. Therefore, it's electronic. It also has electronic braking as well. The Chevelle is powered by a 6.4 396 cubic inch V8, making about 325 horsepower. This engine has no electronics in it to control the engine. It is all analog, and as we see right here, that is the throttle. This is a throttle by wire system. That's what controls the speed of the car, whereas on the Impreza, that is electronic. Everything on this car is manual. If you notice on both of these cars, only one car has a gas lid. So this, the Chevelle does not have that. This is actually hidden behind the license plate. It is then gravity fed to the gas tank or the gas line, where the gas pump connects to the engine, therefore giving gas to the engine in order to keep it running. See, if you notice, both cars sound completely different than one another, not only because of the engine that's in it, but also you can tell by the age, because this car is a deeper rumble than the Impreza. We see on my Impreza, it also has a deeper rumble, but that's because of aftermarket, you know, modifications. About safety features of these cars. This car comes with a backup camera. Backup camera helps drivers back out of tight spaces or back into a parking space. This car also has full airbags all around the car for maximum safety. And it has a 2-point harness for your seatbelt where it goes over your shoulder. It's like every other modern day car. The Chevelle has no safety features, not even an airbag. Some cars back in this time used to have an airbag, but it was only for the driver. Everyone else in the car did not have an airbag. But as you can see, these seats are made of leather. They are comfortable, they are nice seats, but cars of now, they're all made of like foam and other stuff, foam and vinyl for modern comfortableness. This car has 3 pedals, a gas, a brake, and a clutch. This clutch is in order to activate the manual transmission in order to drive. So in order to put it in drive, you have to put clutch in, over and down to first, as you can see on the little diagram right here. Then in order to get going, let out while putting on the gas at the same time. In order to change gears, you do the same thing, bring it up into second, and then the same thing in order to go to third. It does take practice because you will stall. And also to go in reverse, you do clutch and up. As you see the R right here standing for reverse. Now, let's talk about the entertainment system. So, this car has a little pop-out radio. These things back in the 60s were stolen all the time, so there was a lot of stealing and thievery going on. And that was pretty much it for this car. There's nothing else about this car. Whereas in the Impreza has also a radio and also a touchscreen, a heads-up touchscreen, where you can play your own music through Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and Spotify and Pandora and any other service that you have, which makes this car more customizable and trimmed to your liking. So other cars, like more 4-cylinders nowadays, are actually able to make more power than that Chevelle using something called a turbocharger or forced induction. This forces more air into the engine, therefore more power. So what this does, as an example, I'm going to turn on this air compressor. Connect this to it. This turbine spins and blows cool air outside this end. Hot air goes in that end from the exhaust, spins the turbine, comes out this end to put into the engine. Because cooler air moves faster and is a lot better for a car. See, both cars have their own pros and cons depending on what you're looking for. So They're both essentially equal, but that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching my video.